and engineers with the necessary skills to advance the medical research. Also, integrating medical education and engineering to introduce innovative practices into the clinical settings. On behalf of the new department, I extend a warm welcome to each and every one of you in this historical moment in the medical sciences and technology revolution of our country. I would also like to use this opportunity to seek your blessings and guidance to make sure that this department not only fulfills the goals, but goes beyond the set expectations. Once again, welcoming all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Bobby George, for the warm welcome. Professor Krishna Kumar needs no introduction. He is well-known face for everyone in the institute. May I now request Professor R. Krishna Kumar to introduce the department to the gathering.
Thank you, and good afternoon to the dignitaries in the dais and my doctors, my good friends, and the authorities from the hospital. I'm very glad that this has come true, a dream which I would say I've been dreaming for a very long time. I should give the complete credit to Professor Kamkoti. In fact, I'm not come as my close friend, so I need not put any soap to him. So this is the truth. So when he got the phone call at 3:30 to become the director of IIT Madras, at 3:45 he called me and said, "Sir, let us start this journey." So that is the, I would say, enthusiasm with which he pushed this Department of Medical Sciences. We would have launched it last year because it's, after all, it's an academic year, but we thought that we will take time to organize it completely. And I'm happy that we're able to do this in this year. We have a huge plan, so it's just a beginning. So I'll just go through a set of slides which gives you an overall picture of what this medical science is all about. So let's start the journey of medical science education at IIT Madras. Our website is mst.iitm.ac.in. More details are available there, maybe at the end of the talk or at the end of this program. If you want to check out, please do that. So what's our vision? To develop a world-class research environment and education in medical sciences and technology to produce well-trained physician scientists and technologists. So the key here is that physician scientists. There is a national need for physician scientists. There are not many medical schools which have physician scientists. One of the first to introduce is Sri Chitra very recently. And there are programs where MD, MS, PhD programs have been in existence. They've risen, gone down, and so on. But a consistent program is required to take the country forward. Because there are a number of India-specific needs for physician scientists. The first is that we have to develop a mechanistic understanding of the prevalent non-communicable diseases. Looks like we are the world leaders in non-communicable diseases. Develop effective treatment protocols based on science. My good friends, doctors here won't agree anything just based on data. AI, ML, and other things require basic science. Build capacity for biomedical devices. We rely completely on imports for biomedical devices. Then, regulatory bodies. Most important to get something out. Can we have frame relevant, effective healthcare policies and relevant regulatory body policies so that development becomes easy? Can we introduce more science into our regulatory bodies? Manpower in healthcare. AI, sensor technologies, control engineering. I can keep this list long. I just showed you 3 of them. But manpower in healthcare is very important for the future. So keeping all this in mind, we want to build a world-class program enabling innovation, which is by interactions between technologists and the clinicians. So we want to develop and sustain several medical interventions, including, of course not limited to, cause-effect analysis, medical devices and implants, treatment procedures, drug delivery system, automated healthcare delivery. On top of it, at 3:47 on that day, Professor Kamakoti said, "Sir, next 15 years lo ore oru Nobel Prize winning work, sir. That is what I want." So that's the passion with which at 3:45 he said we started. At 3:47 he said, "Ore oru Nobel Prize winning work." I think long due to us, and we hope, sir, we will make your dream come true. So what is our unique offering? Why should IIT Madras enter into this medical education? There are already so many medical universities, excellent medical colleges. Some of them are here. So why do we need this? So we have some unique offerings because of our background, because of our long-standing association with biomedical engineering. Here is Professor Radhakrishnan, who is the first professor of biomedical engineering, probably in this country. Sir, thank you very much for coming. So, 1966, if I remember right, in 1966 he joined, and the great Dr. Valiyathan was responsible for starting biomedical engineering in this institute, and this happened in 1959. So, that's the rich tradition IIT Madras has on biomedical engineering, and more than anything, it is our duty to see that we flourish in this area. So we have some unique offerings here if you consider this as an engineering institute entering into medical education. So IIT Madras and medical education, the research landscape is huge. It impacts the profession, the clinicians' professions. So I'm just going to list down a few of them. Surgical planning, minimally invasive surgery. Here is an expert from minimally invasive surgeries. For neuro, cardiac, digital twins and therapeutic planning. Artificial organs. People have been looking at it for a long time. We'll see that in a minute. Stroke research and rehabilitation. Artificial kidney membranes for ultrafiltrations. Robotic surgery. Fracture healing, regrowth, remodeling, and implant device designs. Fetal monitoring and fetal surgery. Data science and machine learning. Just a glimpse of it. There are so many areas. There's no medicine without technology, and there is no useful technology without medicine. So the whole idea is, how do we now get our faculty here to work on cutting-edge research in medicine? That's the whole idea, and these are some of the topics which are there. So for example, diseases, how are they linked? Mapping of the disease network. So we need deep generalists to understand the complete network. A lot of computer science background is required in order to analyze this. We are well suited to do this. Artificial organs. I need not talk about artificial organs because they're so difficult. In spite of the fact that more than 60 years people have been working on artificial heart, there is only one LVAD in the market. Here is an expert, Professor Dr. K.R. Balakrishnan, sitting here developing LVAD, but there is only one after 60 years. When John F. Kennedy announced man to the moon, they thought that man to the moon will be more difficult than getting an artificial heart. The moon was conquered in 9 years. Artificial heart is yet to be conquered. So, my good friends from the institute, here is a challenge. Here is a challenge. Can we have good artificial organs? Digital twins, very exciting. So I'll have a digital twin of the patient in my computer. Can I now treat him in the computer and see that we can enhance the clinical practice? We can do that with a lot of background in AI/ML, which the institute has. Digital twin will be a reality. Molecular basis of understanding human disease. Again, a lot of science is required. These are only examples. And when we started it, we were very clear. The program is for the doctors and by the doctors. This is very clear. So we said that we'll start this with a steering and advisory committee, and we had top-notch doctors in the city to be in the steering committee. And we had also Dean from Sri Chitra and others with tremendous experience. So the first thing we did was to form a steering committee. So a steering committee consisting of top clinicians. Then we had international visiting faculty. Fortunately, we had visiting faculty who are physician scientists, who are engineers as well. So two of them who visit IIT Madras, they were made international visiting faculty and advisors. And we had fantastic international advisory committee led by Dr. Brian Krobilka, 2012 Nobel Prize winner. Fantastic when you see that approximately half of all medications used today are based on his work. I met him, we had a long chat. A lot of his suggestions have gone into the curriculum which you would see. So the Department of Medical Sciences and Technology will be arranged in the same fashion as treatments, organs are looked at by the doctors. So we'll have a center for nephrology, for neurology, for cardiovascular medicine, orthopedics, and so on. So the common link between all of them will be a Center of Excellence for Physiology and Translational Research and Center of Excellence for Medical Imaging. So this is how the department will be organized so that organ-specific solutions can be given, and that's the reason. So we're very fortunate to have a partnering hospitals. Without hospital, this program is nothing. And I thank all the hospitals which are part of this program, and we will sign an MOU with all of them after this speech. And I'm very happy that they're all here. So it will be a very clinically oriented, scientifically based program. And that's the speciality of this program. So what are the academic programs? Exclusive BS in Medical Sciences and Engineering. I'm so excited with this program. I asked these doctors whether there is any kaya kalpa to make me 18-year-old. They said nothing like that is available, so I can't take this. I went to Professor Kamakoti and said, can you give me admission? He said, first get the top rank in ISER entrance exam, then come and talk to me about this admission. Nothing doing. Okay? So both of them are not possible for me. But only thing is I can only appreciate the type of program that has been put together by the doctors here. And let me go through this quickly. So the core objectives. Human physiology through the lens of engineering. We're going to look at body from engineering science, such as conservation of mass, momentum, energy, which all the faculty here look at it every other day. Human anatomy, medical imaging, and diagnostic techniques will be taught by the clinicians. Develop mathematical models to understand functioning of the physiological system, understand the interactions of the physiological system, with the knowledge of engineering. Develop knowledge about the pathology of the organs, the doctor's arena. They will be teaching the students. Imagine that the best doctors are going to teach the students about clinical practices, about the pathology, about the diagnostics, about how treatments are done through case studies. This is very important. That's why we are tying up with all the hospitals, because we'll be using case studies to teach the students after understanding the basic science, which is based on mathematics and other laws of nature. Specialize in organ-specific medical devices. Ultimately, the student will be able to specialize in organ-specific medical devices, medical imaging, AIML, and whatnot. So there'll be two things in the BS program in medical engineering. And to be very clear to my press friends, this is offline program with presence here in this campus. It is not an online program. Because I've received quite a few emails, but let it be clear that it is not an online program. It's an offline program with a lot of visits to the hospitals. So essentially, all the details of this are available in the website. Essentially, it is the fundamental science which would form the basis of the program, followed by medical sciences. You can see courses on cardiovascular and respiratory mechanics. You can see neurosciences, introduction to surgery, orthopedic biomechanics, nephrology, gastroenterology, and whatnot. So this all will be taught using mathematics, engineering, and clinical practice. So all medical courses require students to spend half a day per week in the hospital to tie theory to practice using case studies. So what's the outcome of the program? The students, when they come out, know organ-specific device design. They have artificial intelligence with the background of health, okay, or domain knowledge, medical image analysis, quantitative pharmacology, drug design, and so on. The admission process will be updated in our website, basically from IIT or ICER aptitude test. There will be a doctorate program which will be shortly introduced, to come in shortly. And there will be two programs, one for doctors, which is very, very important for the department, which is physician scientists, the bridge between medicine and science. So there are 37% of Nobel Prize winners who are physician scientists. They're trained to conduct independent scientific investigation. They have key roles in other sectors as well, like pharma sectors, and there are 100 programs in the United States. So we want to have an MD PhD program. We've been talking to many of the schools here for an MD PhD program. There is a need, this definite need for MD PhD program. We can keep talking about this. Lack of time, I'm not going to go into every detail, but they are the driving force behind the mechanistic understanding of diseases, which is a common goal for us. So if you see that many people, about 90% of people who do this MD PhD program in the United States said they would again take it if you had to take it. In other words, they were very satisfied with it. And this is the employment in the United States. The employment is huge. So the proposed PhD programs will have a mirror PhD program where the clinicians with innovative ideas. These people are the most innovative people, and unfortunately, many people don't recognize it. Doctors are the most innovative. So clinicians with an innovative idea registering for a doctorate will be coupled with an engineering PhD student, and the split between the problem to bench and bench to bedside. Bench to bedside by the doctors, problem to bench by engineers. Entrepreneurial PhDs, innovative research-based product development for doctors. So many of them have ideas. So come to us, do research, base your product development on science, and then we will use all our expertise and background to make you an entrepreneur as well. Many, many doctors in the United States are entrepreneurs, and with such innovative ideas like yours, we feel that you should be with us to start innovative enterprises. Tech buff doctors, many of them are sitting here. Work in areas like machine learning, image analysis, data analytics, health, come to us. We will offer you an exciting PhD. So PhD will form a central base after our biggest program, but whether it's MBBS, MS, DNB, all those people can register for our PhD program. We are looking at a long-term impact. We want to become a pivotal stakeholder in the National Health Mission. We want to also do state-of-the-art education. We want to train a large body of doctors every year through online and offline programs. Undertake path-breaking India-specific medical research with an interdisciplinary approach. We want to concentrate on non-communicable diseases, medical technologies, data-intensive studies, and so on. We pray that in the next 10 years, we will positively impact 1 billion lives in person and through digital interfaces. And with all the support of people here, we are sure that we will create world-class physician scientists and Nobel Prize winning research. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Krishna Kumar. May I now request the chief guest of the day, Sri Lakshmi Narayanan, the co-founder of Cognizant, to inaugurate the Department of Medical Sciences and Technology and launch the BS program in Medical Sciences and Engineering. Thank you. May I now request Professor Kamakoti, Director of IIT Madras, to welcome to address the gathering.
Dear friends, a very hearty welcome to IIT Madras and being part of this historic moment in our exciting journey exploring use of technology for a better world. Friends, inspired by our commitment in letter and spirit, IITM for all, we had been launching a lot of technology-enabled platforms, specifically in the area of education. I'm very happy, I'm very excited to tell you that the BS in data science and the BS in electronic systems and the rural interaction centers that we had set up, around 100 in Tamil Nadu and 100 in UP. We are very, very happy today to note that many students, at least 100 students, had responded back that the intervention that we did through these rural interaction centers, specifically at the time of the +2 examination, had really given them a bigger edge, and they had improved their scores, and their basic understanding of the subjects had been extremely good. This has come out very, very satisfying to us. And in addition, that we started reaching education to the Tier 2, Tier 3, and also people who cannot afford coaching to the BS data science program, wherein they have to clear an eligibility test and come up. We are seeing lot of students who are below poverty line getting admitted into the BS data science program. And these two really have made IIT Madras a very inclusive institution, and we are striking that extremely important motto, IITM, an institute for all. Friends, continuing on this journey, we want to now go and offer a very comprehensive health stack to the country, wherein we reach affordable, accessible, quality health care to the poor of the poorest. And today, with the advent of COVID and the type of treatments that were basically delivered during that point of time, that actually gave us an inspiration that technology can be a very good means by which we can reach this health care to the poor of the poorest. With this as a basic inspiration, we have launched this Department of Medical Sciences and Technology, wherein, as Professor Krishna Kumar explained, there are many things that we would like to do, but the focus, if you ask our vision for this, number one is that we need people who have understood the human body, understood the functioning of the human body in its proper perspective. And we strongly believe that an engineer can understand the working of the human body in a very comprehensive manner. And that is precisely what we are trying to do through these courses. The BS in Medical Sciences and Engineering is one such attempt where we aspire to teach the functioning of the human body from an engineering perspective. And that we did a complete survey across the globe on a similar Bachelor of Science course, and I am very happy and excited to tell that this is one such unique in the globe. I am a professor of computer science, but I have no doubt that this is going to be the computer science in the next few years to come. So we wanted to launch it at the earliest with a specific intention that if we have to have more and more digital technology or technology-oriented diagnostics and treatment that need to be taken, and that would be the most important delivery mechanism for us to reach the poor of the poorest, the proper understanding of the human body from an engineering perspective, translating it into effective devices is going to be extremely crucial. We believe that this effort will certainly lead to lot of entrepreneurship where students will take up this knowledge that they have created and translate it into devices that can do extremely minute diagnostics and extremely good treatment process. I have no doubt in this direction. Friends, the next important thing is that as we will be witnessing, we have a sort of illustrious doctors who are with us today and who will be participating as professors in this department. We see that there is a big gap that we need to fill for the MBBS and the MD doctors who are coming out, the fresh MDs and the fresh MBBS, and educate them on the importance of engineering, specifically to understand the medical domain. In this direction, the PhD program that we have introduced will certainly act as a very interesting bridge where the doctors can understand the human body, the functioning of the human body, and also will come out with treatment procedures, will come out with ideas of devices that can basically become a very important ingredient to our healthcare delivery system. The third and most important thing is that today artificial intelligence has become extremely important. The Union Budget, the Honorable Finance Minister has announced 3 centers of excellence for artificial intelligence, and I would like to point out here that one center of excellence is on AI for health. Now, when we start using AI for health, we recently launched a Center for Responsible AI. The prediction that we get out of AI must be responsible. And as Professor Krishna Kumar mentioned, no doctor is going to agree that this is the way I would like to go for a treatment because I have data in support of this. There must be a responsible scientific explanation for how that data and what the prediction given by the data and the science must converge at some point so that we take these type of treatment process further, or the type of diagnostics, or even these types of predictions seriously. I think this particular course and this particular way of approaching medicine from an engineering perspective is going to give us lot more insight on how we are going to interpret the data, interpret the predictions of AI, specifically in the medical diagnostics and medical treatment processes. So I see a very big opening for all of us, and I am sure that many people will come to IIT Madras, will take up these programs, and we will really understand many unsolved mysteries about our own human body. As we had just seen, 60 years before the idea of an artificial heart and the idea of putting man in the moon started, reaching the moon is sky high, that problem is solved. But understanding the heart, sky high, which is several millions of kilometers away from us, that is solved. But reaching our own heart, which is the innermost and the closest to us, is still unsolved. And that is the understanding of the human body. And I think this particular course will help us solve many mysteries about human body. The last one is that we are committed to building human capacity in our country, right from nurses to doctors to specialists, giving them the necessary inputs, not just about traditional treatment processes, traditional first aid type of processes, but also to basically make them understand when they use a device, they are not just taking the reading there, but they are understanding how the device is functioning, and that is very, very important for every careful, clear diagnostics. And specifically when we say that we are going to reach to, say, several kilometers apart, we are going to reach the patient, and a doctor sitting at a city is going to look at a patient in a rural environment. I think the people who are administering or who are handling the equipments there must have much more deeper knowledge so that the entire diagnostics and treatment process becomes more and more accurate. I think that human capacity we need to build, and that will be one of the major outcomes of the school. So friends, we are opening up. We have lot of imports today. We have to become Atmanirbhar. Health is a critical technology. If we had not invented the vaccine, today we will not be talking without this mask. If we had waited like what happened in the case of polio for 1.5 years for a vaccine, I don't think India would have even moved 1 inch further. We invented 2 vaccines. That essentially shows that we as a country have the intellect, and when a challenge is posed, we will come out and we will really break the challenge and win the challenge. I'm sure this effort is going, we have several challenges in front of us, and this effort is going to be absolutely fruitful in breaking all these challenges, making lot more of devices in India, specifically suited for Indian conditions, and really making the global market also. Friends, if we solve a problem in India, I am sure we solve the problem for the entire world. If you have a vaccine that works at 32 degrees centigrade, it also works at 8 degrees centigrade, but the vice versa is not true. I just want to conclude my talk with one very interesting case study that we had specifically with Shankar Netralia. One of my friends, one of our friends, colleagues, was in Germany. His son had a small eye surgery corrective surgery to be done. He went to a German hospital and they said that some 3,000 euros. But he asked how many surgeries you have done. They said some 10 or 15. But when he came back to here, and next week he was back in India, he went to Shankar Netralia and said, they said some 30,000 rupees. How many surgeries? Some 2,000, 2,500. So that is the scale at which we are working. That is the amount of data that we have. And I'm sure this is going to be a marvelous success. I seek all your blessings, well wishes, and let us do this and make our country Atmanirbhar in medical technology. Let our Indians grow. Let our Indians get Nobel Prize. Let our Indians serve, and let billions of people be happy, and let billions of people benefit out of it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Kamakoti, for your wise words. As youngsters, we'll make sure that we'll make the country into a Atmanirbhar Bharat very soon. It's my pleasure to introduce the chief guest of the day, Sri Lakshmi Narayanan. Sri Lakshmi Narayanan is a technology industry professional who has spent over 40 years in the IT industry, with the last few years in a leadership and governance role in the Cognizant board. He is passionate about encouraging young minds to seek a large purpose in life and encourages them to realize their potential through higher education and entrepreneurship. He plays an active role in ICT education and promotes research in maths and computer science. His association with ICT Academy, Chennai Mathematical Institute, and Tyagaraja School of Management are aimed at promoting excellence in higher education. His current research includes drug discovery, research in molecular biology, medical devices, and so on. Narayanan is also actively involved in non-profits such as United Way, Child Trust Medical Research Foundation, and others to advance the cause of disadvantaged people and create meaningful livelihood opportunities in the areas of technology and healthcare. He supports young entrepreneurs through angel investment as a part of the Chennai Angels and the TIE organization. His recent investment include deep tech startups, space startups, genetics, and biotech. It's my pleasure to welcome you, sir.
Thank you very much for that introduction. First of all, congratulations to IIT Madras, the director, and Professor Krishna Kumar, whose dream has come true today. He's been dreaming about this for a long time. Congratulations for setting up this school, this department that is combining science, engineering, technology, etc. There are distinguished medical professionals and healthcare professionals here who have committed to supporting this center and create a world-class research outcome out of this department and out of this institution. I should, on behalf of the institute, on behalf of millions of people thank them for coming forward and collaborating with an academic institution. I'll look at 2 or 3 examples that are really very, very fascinating, that drives people into the advances that are going to happen in this area. There's a mention about Child Stress Hospital. Occasionally I get an opportunity to interact with some of the surgeons, pediatric surgeons who deal with small babies, neonatologists. And the one thing that I learned about a year and a half back was about fetal surgery. It was fascinating for me. For a non-medical professional like me, I said, this is fantastic. And then in the last 1.5 years, fetal surgery has progressed to fetal cardiac surgery and fetal neurosurgery. You can imagine the level of specialization that's happening. And initially, about a 1.5 years back, when I spoke with the surgeon, so he was very nonchalant about it. He said, "You're a great medical professional. You must be doing all this. How do you understand the fetus, etc." So his remark was, "Oh, that's not so difficult." But he really complimented the technology, the tools, and the computing power that was available for carrying out this fetal surgery. So as medical professionals and clinicians, they look at technology as something that is really fantastic. And for technologists, these appear to be, if not child's play, we are there. And the understanding, the life sciences, and the understanding of the human body appears to be, oh, that is something specialized. If the two of them get together, I think that's where magic gets created. That is the area where collaborative research, collaboration, or innovation at convergence is something that, this model has been much talked about. The classic example that is given is usually about the IEEE, electrical engineering with the basic discipline, and then from there came ACM, communications, computing, and that all of that got together in an integrated model where the knowledge convergence happened first, then the technology convergence, and then business model convergence. Just imagine what Apple did with iTunes. Although the device was very simple, they created a mechanism by which music could be downloaded in a very easy manner. It could be monetized, and it became so easy for people to use that millions of people adopted it in no time. And likewise, more and more of these smaller devices, the technology integration is happening. Typical watch, which has an SpO2 meter, an accelerometer, you can do a single node ECG, so on and so forth. Tremendous amount of technology is helping in the area of healthcare. There are two broad problems. The earlier generations, we were worried about mortality. The mortality was 40 years, 50 years, 60 years, due to various reasons, pandemics, etc. Maternal mortality. That problem appears to have been solved to a large extent, whereby the life expectancy keeps going up and up, so much so that people are making bets on, who will live to be the first human being to cross 120 years. There is Jack Dorsey, one of the innovators, talks about, I want to live to be 140 years, and he's making plans for that. Now, that kind of expectation is there, that kind of hope and opportunities are there for people to think ahead. But the quality of life is something that we have to be concerned about. There are people who are living a long life, but the quality of life that they have, particularly those affected by neurodegenerative disorders, is not all that great. That's something that I think an institution like IIT is at this point of time addressing through the Brain Research Center, and there is a whole lot of work that's going on in that area. So the point that I want to make is there is no end to research. There is no end point as far as research in the area of human healthcare medicine is concerned. It's a never-ending cycle that people have to keep constantly innovating, and that innovation is going to happen at the point of convergence of whatever. life sciences, cognitive science, nanotechnologies, materials, everything. And it's that collaborative effort that we have to put together. The research orientation that we have to get is not just out of interest in order to gain a position in the global world, but it is an imperative for us in India. Because in terms of the number of researchers and the quality and capabilities of researchers that we can produce, the rest of the world is dependent on us. Given our demography, our capability, our strength of educational institutions, and the numbers, sheer numbers that we have, we will become the supplier of research talent globally. Elsewhere in the world, that is either stagnant or coming down, whereas in India, that number is increasing. It should increase further. And more importantly, that quality is also increasing. So it is so important for us to be the provider of research talent globally rather than looking at solving problems for the country. In terms of talent and creating the talent, I think we have a good handle. It's the capital, it's the money that we require for investing in these technologies, investing in research. I recollect several years back, Venkatraman Ramakrishnan, the person who received Nobel Prize in Chemistry, came to Shankar Netralaya. He addressed the audience, structure of the ribosomes, etc., made a beautiful presentation. And his lament was, there is so much more that he could do and his laboratory could do if only he had capital. All that he requested, I believe, at that point in time was 40 million pounds. And he said, on the day that application of that proposal was rejected because of lack of funds, Facebook went public with billions of dollars of people investing in that. And the point that he made was, here I was, I can change humanity with this kind of research if I had this small funding. Whereas for gossip, people are willing to pay billions of dollars. And these are the exact words that he used during that presentation. So it is, we have come a long way from that. People realize the importance of research, particularly in India. Anything that we do in any of the the areas where the most research spend happens, areas of space and aviation, we have a leading position. Areas of nuclear energy, thorium-based nuclear energy, India is in a leading position. India's backed by Indian scientists, we have formulated pellets of thorium with higher, say, enriched uranium. That's, as we speak, undergoing irradiation tests in the US, which hopefully will become a proliferation-resistant nuclear fuel that we can use here in India. Again, we have a leadership position there, and why not in the area of medical science and technology? This is a great opportunity. It's the first step that has been taken by IIT Madras. I hope there are many more steps that are taken by them to pursue research in this area, and I hope they raise sufficient resources to keep going at a faster pace than anywhere else. Congratulations once again, and thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your wishes, sir. You've always been a well-wisher for this institute. Thank you once again. May I now request the dignitaries on the stage to take up the seats in the front until we prepare the stage for the next session.
May I also inform friends that Lakshmi has been our first Lakshmi. So he has given us an endowment of rupees 10 crores to the Department of Medical Sciences. Thank you very much, sir, for opening the basket.
Thank you. May I now request Professor Kamakoti, Director of IIT Madras, and Professor Pratap Haridas, Dean of Academic Courses at IIT Madras, to come to the dais for the MOU signing ceremony with the medical institutions. I now request Professor.
So thank you very much for all the dignitaries from the medical institutions. So I'll call one by one. We will sign the MOU. There will be MOU exchange, and may I request you to be seated after the MOU. I'm going by the alphabetical order. MGM Hospitals, Dr. Prashant is here. Dr. Prashant is a Johns Hopkins educated doctor. Thank you, sir, for coming. Yes. Please have a seat. Can I ask Dr. Prashant to say a few words?
Firstly, congratulations to IIT Madras, Dr. Krishna Kumar, your long dream of setting up this school. As you all know, we are a 4-year-old hospital, but we are also a medical university from Pondicherry. We have about 2,500 students studying with us to be MBBS doctors. We set up MGM Healthcare 4 years back because while in medical school, our students every day learn how to do a hernia surgery, hydrocele surgery. We wanted them to be exposed to some cutting-edge clinical work. We are blessed and fortunate to have Dr. K.R. Balakrishna with us, who is the national leader in heart and lung transplant surgery, mechanical circulatory support. For an MBBS student who just sees basic surgeries, for him to see a life-changing and an experience like going into a surgery, scrubbing into a heart transplant or a lung transplant could be a career-defining moment. And that's the kind of moment that we want to give our MBBS students. And we are fortunate that we have Dr. Bala, who, as Dr. Krishna Kumar also mentioned, is developing the first artificial heart project, which is in animal trials now in Australia and hopefully soon in human trials. And this will be the first center. No Cleveland Clinic or Mayo Clinic or Cedars-Sinai of the world have developed from lab to market an artificial heart implant, and it will be a hospital from here in Chennai. And we are extremely delighted to work with IIT Madras in not just making this into a one single person's wonder, but rather take this and inspire students and build a community of medical innovators for the future along with you all. Thank you for the opportunity.
May I request Dr. Rajan Ravichandran, who's going to sign the MOU on behalf of MIOT, please come on the stage. Dr. Rajan Ravichandran needs no introduction, India's leading nephrologist. So, can I ask Dr. Ajit Mulisari to sign on behalf of Triple M? Ajit and Dr. Rajan Ravichandran are also professors of practice. They said they'll take the stage later. Can I ask Dr. Surendran to come to the stage to sign on behalf of Shankar Nethralaya? He's one of the key members when Shankar Nethralaya was started. Dr. Badrinath's, shall I say, right-hand man in those days. And he's been very active. He's now chairman of Shankar Nethralaya. We're so honored that he was able to come today to sign the MOU. Thank you very much, sir. May I request you to say a few words, sir?
Respected dignitaries and friends, good evening to everybody. On behalf of our Chairman Emeritus, Dr. Badrinath, and his blessings, I would like to congratulate Kamakoti and Shankar Nethralaya. I think I would always refer as two eyes. The right eye, it is Shankar Nethralaya, left eye is IIT. Even in the term IIT, you see two eyes there. And then I think T like nose it appears. So Shankar Nethralaya and IIT will work together and achieve whatever is their Nobel thing. Just only nostalgic memories. Nethralaya, I think, like Sir Lakshmi Narayan shared, Nethralaya is a 46 years institution founded by Dr. Badrinath with the blessings of Periva Shankaracharya. And we have seen about 6 million patients, outpatients, and now per day we see about 4,000 patients and operate about 400 surgeries, out of which almost 75 to 100 are done under general anesthesia. The statistics what Kamakoti shared is staggering statistics. And I'm sure that, I think we're back in 89. I think I was awarded the Lieutenant Colonel Rangachari Gold Medal from the All India Ophthalmic Society, which is now happening in Cochin. And this award was given for innovation. So there used to be, I think, Dr. Badrinath used to do pediatric cataracts those days and hand it over to me for contact lenses. So we had to use a keratometer to check the curvature of the cornea to give the contact lens. So I think with that in mind, I think the child was put into the instrument where the chin had to be placed there, and it was very, very tough to handle the child, giving anesthesia and doing this for a 1-year kid or neonatal. So I devised an instrument, the same Bausch and Lomb optics I used, and used an aluminum casing. and made it, it was looking like AK-47, made it like a pediatric portable keratometer, which won me the medal. So like Lakshmi Narayanan pointed out, we are little innovators. So we did devise a couple of things for the eye transplant, and then for quickly checking the number, just keep pushing one a sort of plastic, this thing with lot of spherical powers, minus and plus. So you push and then you can check the number quickly in pediatric patients. These are all small innovations, but I think what I see here, I am having a cultural shock. What I think we are going to achieve, I think His blessings, I am sure we will achieve. Thank you, sir, for once again this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. As I told, doctors are the key innovators, and we strongly feel that innovation cannot happen unless you understand the body completely. So that's the whole program, and that's the whole course, that you understand the physiology, then innovation becomes much easier. Now may I ask Professor Rupa Nagarajan to come to the stage. Dr. Rupa Nagarajan is a very well-known speech therapist. She's published a number of papers in this area, and I'm happy she's here with us to sign the MOU. May I request Professor to say a few words on behalf of Sri Ramchandra.
Good afternoon, everybody. Respected members on the dais, and all friends in the audience. It gives me great pleasure to represent Sri Ramachandra Institute of Higher Education and Research here. And I bring this afternoon greetings from our Chancellor, Sri Venkatachalam, our Vice Chancellor, Professor Uma Shekhar, and our Pro-Vice Chancellor, Dr. Mahesh, who are not able to be here today. And it is with great pleasure today that we sign this MOU to take this relationship between Ramchandra and IIT further. We've had a long relationship, a lot of person to person, professor to professor, PhD student to PhD student relationship for many, many years. But this course and this department puts medical science, in which we have a lot of stake in, and engineering, which IIT has a lot of stake in, puts it right in the center, and I think takes our relationship to the next level, to a higher level, in truly solving issues that exist in our country, as Professor Kamakoti so nicely explained in his speech, that together we can really do much, and we should. We are also very delighted that we have two stalwarts from our university here today, Dr. Jason Murthy, our former Vice Chancellor, Dr. Karthik Kailash, who truly, sir, have steered this collaboration forward with great passion, knowing that working together we can really achieve more. And so I'm so delighted that we have signed this MOU, and we promise and we look forward to the greatest amount of cooperation in the coming years. Thank you.
So I'm very extremely thankful to Sri Ramchandra Institute, because they're going to extend a lot of facilities for us, including their biochemistry lab, microbiology lab, pathology, physiology, anatomy, all the laboratories. They've just opened the doors for us. And this program has meaning. That meaning has been given by Sri Ramchandra Institute. Thank you very much, madam, for all the help. May I request Dr. Suresh Seshadri to sign on behalf of VHS. Dr. Suresh needs no introduction. He is considered as the father of fetal ultrasound in this country. Thank you, sir. Dr. Suresh is also a professor of practice, so he can give his observations at the end. So we'll have a group photo session now. And
I request Professor Kamakoti to felicitate the guests with a memento.
Can we have a group photo session? The front. Yeah.
Thank you very much. May I now request the guests to take up these seats in the front rows so that we set up the stage for the next session. Thank you. May I now request Professor Krishna Kumar to welcome the awardees of the Professors of Practice.
నిన్న ఏదైనా హిందీ చేశాడా నిన్న?
வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே.
Chief guest, key well-wisher of IIT Madras, Mr. Lakshmi Narayanan, co-founder, Cognizant Technologies, Professor Kamakodi, our director at IIT Madras, Professor Krishna Kumar, Chair Professor, IIT Madras, esteemed doctors, authorities of the medical institutions, members of the steering committee and international advisory committee, my dear alumni, colleagues, students, and all our friends from the press media, a very good evening to all of you. As you all know, today we mark the inaugural ceremony of the 17th Department of IIT Madras, the Department of Medical Sciences and Technology. In this event, our chief guest will inaugurate the official website of this department. The chief guest will also launch the new BS program in Medical Sciences and Engineering, which is a first of its kind in the country. As we know, Chennai being the health capital of India and IIT Madras being the top engineering institute in the country, it is quite natural that this interdisciplinary department, which combines medical sciences and engineering, has evolved in this campus. IIT Madras has a long tradition in biomedical domain. We already have highly established engineering and healthcare research ecosystem. Now, together with the leading medical doctors of India, who will be joining us professors of practice in the department, we are certain that we will achieve the goals of the department, which include training the next generation scientists and engineers with the necessary skills to advance the medical research. Also, integrating medical education and engineering to introduce innovative practices into the clinical settings. On behalf of the new department, I extend a warm welcome to each and every one of you in this historical moment in the medical sciences and technology revolution of our country. I would also like to use this opportunity to seek your blessings and guidance to make sure that this department not only fulfills the goals, but goes beyond the set expectations. Once again, welcoming all of you. Thank you very much.